What is up, college football fans? What is up, Clemson Tiger fans? Happy Sunday to everybody. Beautiful day here in the low country of South Carolina. Every day above ground is a great day as far as I'm concerned, and every day is a great day to be a Clemson Tiger. So another record-setting day yesterday. Congratulations to the Clemson Tigers football program of all time. Their 800th win. And it couldn't have come against anybody better than Donut Dave Dorn. So that puts Clemson, I think, ranked 14th in the nation, in history, in all-time wins of 800. So there's only 13 other teams that can claim that. That's a huge milestone. Another milestone is it looks like we finally have a competent quarterback for the first time since Trevor Lawrence. I mean, look, how many of you have come around in the past few weeks about your opinion about Cade Klubnik? Because I spent the entire offseason, everybody talking about he's just not any good, Pete. Like, you're just going to have to give up on him. Just like you got your orange colored glasses on. He's just never going to be any good. I mean, he's just bad. And I'm like, hold on now. I'm not saying he is going to be great, but you got to give a guy more than one season. I mean, all of the problems that he had last season as a starter for the first time, those are fixable. You know what I mean? The bad turnovers, the bad decision making. I mean, physically, he's got all the tools. I mean, he's athletic. He's got a great arm. We've seen flashes even last year when he was playing bad of how good his accuracy can be. He was just making dumb mistakes. He had happy feet in the pie. He wasn't comfortable. And honestly, a lot of that had to do with the offensive line. And he was sort of just living in a turtle shell all of last season and trying to make big plays when they weren't there. And anyways, so it's clear to me that after 3 games, even the Georgia game, right? They lost bad to Georgia, didn't score a touchdown. I understand that. But even after that game, I had a lot of criticisms about Clemson's offense and offensive play calling and offensive strategy. And I was more blaming the coaches. I even said, I don't put this on Cade. Cade made one bad throw in that Georgia game, and it was late when he was trying to make a play. They were not going to win. He's trying to make something happen. And threw an interception. Also a great play by Georgia's defensive back. But since they're outside of that one pass late in the Georgia game, he's been virtually flawless. I mean, he's 3rd in the country right now in QBR. And that's including, I mean, obviously the Georgia game's included in that. I think he's going to be the first Clemson player ever, another record, first Clemson quarterback ever in the past 20 years. So ever since the QBR rating became a thing, I think that was 2004, so 20 years ago. We've had a lot of great quarterbacks come through Clemson in the past 20 years. Not named one of them has had back-to-back weeks with a 99 quarterback rating. I think his overall rating for the year is like 93 something, 93 and a half. So anyway, he's miles better than he was last season. I don't care if Clemson doesn't win another football game this year. He's already way better than he was last year. So that's what we wanted to see from him. And after they beat App State the way they did, I don't care what you think about App State. I said we need to see him repeat this because consistency is the key here. Even DJ, as bad as he was and is, had flashes where he had big games, 400 or 500 yards of offense, throwing for 4 touchdowns, but it wasn't consistent. I mean, he would do that one week, and the next week he would look like he'd never seen a football before. So consistency is the key here. Also, the offensive line is clearly way better than it was last year. And they're not very deep, but their first string is legit. And I think that Matt Luke has a lot to do with why they're playing better this year. They're just better. Better receivers this year. So the key right now for Clemson, they've got all the tools. They've got a dangerous tight end in Brennan Stool. They've got 3 or 4 receivers, now 1 or 2 of them that can actually take the top off the defense. And by the way, shout out to Adam Randall. Welcome to Clemson, buddy. Adam Randall had his career day yesterday. We've been sort of sitting back. Now, he's battled injury since he's been at Clemson, so he hasn't played a whole lot of ball. But when he has played, it's been mediocre at best. He's had some bad games, but not yesterday. So shout out to Adam Randall. We'll be waiting on you, buddy, and we're going to need you down the stretch. But look, I think there was like 12 or 13 different receivers targeted in yesterday's game. Most of them had a catch. I think the only two that didn't have a catch were, I can't even remember now, Tyler Brown. Anyway, I think he was banged up too. The point is, this is a very talented offense. Now, we had a little bit of a scare yesterday with Phil Maffa. Luckily, it was nothing serious. I think he, I don't know, injured his shoulder or his elbow or whatever it was. And so, but he came back in the game, played great after that, had some big carries. I think he even scored a touchdown after he came back. But we need him to stay healthy. We saw a lot of the other running backs yesterday too. Like I said, Dabo Swinney played 96 players. Dabo Swinney treated Dave Dorn and NC State like an FCS team yesterday. Like literally like an FCS team. 96 players. That's the most players that Dabo Swinney has ever played against a conference opponent. And they played some bad conference opponents since Dabo Swinney's been there and blown them out. Still no, I mean, add the insult to injury. Add the insult to injury on that one. But anyway, defensively, a little bit left to be desired. Again, a lot. If you just look at the box score and the final score, you go, oh, Clemson's defense is no good. Same thing with the App State thing. Clemson defense is nowhere near top 10 or 15 defense. Well, when you play 96 players, I mean, they had second and third string guys out there after one series in the third quarter. I mean, so the starting defense pretty much only played one half. And the same thing is true of App State. They also played a very conservative type of defense where you're not used to seeing that. They were rushing the front guys, and just everybody else was dropping back into soft covers. They were allowing NC State to get some plays, but they were daring them to get it in the end zone, which they didn't many times, at least not in the first half. So I did see some things that were pissing me off about the defense. Some bad tackling, which is very uncharacteristic of a Clemson defense and a Wes Goodwin defense, especially with some of the players on this team. Yeah, just some bad tackling, but things that can be fixed. You know, so I don't have any major worries. But it is mind-boggling to think here we are still in September. If somebody would have told you a month ago that Clemson was going to have one of the top 20, 15, 20, I don't even know what their offensive ranking is. It's got to be in the top 20. If Clemson's defense or offense was going to be top 20 after 3 weeks and their defense wasn't, you'd be like, what upside down world are we living in? So the defense will get better as the year goes on. I don't see anybody, and I know it's way too early. I'm not claiming playoff national champ. I'm not saying any of that. So don't even type that. This guy's delusional. He thinks Clemson had a couple of good games. They're going to win a national title. I'm not saying that. But even you have got to admit, even you, Clemson hater, and Cade Klubnik doubter, even you have to admit you're shocked about what you've seen the past couple of weeks. So you don't take too much of it because they're bad opponents. But again, all these teams are playing bad opponents in the first 3 and 4 weeks, and a lot of them are not doing what Clemson is doing to these teams. They're just not. So the key is keep it rolling. I don't see really anybody in the ACC that can really challenge Clemson other than Miami, or maybe vice versa. I don't see anybody who can challenge Miami other than Clemson. But you get my point. Outside of a fluke game where Clemson just lays a complete and total egg, and the other team has the greatest game of the season, and they knock off Clemson in the overtime or something. Who on that schedule is scary to Clemson right now? I can't think of anybody. I guess Louisville? After that, who? Nobody until the title game. So, I don't know. I'm extremely happy with what I've seen from the team as a whole so far this year. And I think they can make a run at this thing. Again, got to stay consistent, though. But, yeah, great day yesterday. And look forward to the next one. Y'all let me know in the comments where you agree with me, where you disagree with me. What does Clemson need to tighten up? Or maybe you just want to type in there, Clemson sucks, this guy's delusional. You can do that too. Either way, like, subscribe, comment, yell at me, tell me how stupid I look, whatever you got to do. It's all good. I'll see you guys later. Have a great Sunday.